Intermittent fasting. What are your thoughts?
It's a great way to eat, provided it suits you. Okay? Is it best for all? Absolutely not. Okay? It has to work for you. And if you thrive on being fasted for 16 hours and you wake up in the morning and you're fresh and you can accomplish everything on your to-do list and you're not hangry, irritable, waiting for your khana, then please do it. But if you are a person who can't do it, you see the first 2-3 days of trying out any change in eating style is going to be difficult. So give yourself 2 to 3 days of discomfort. But after that, you should thrive on it. You should not be falling flat on your face. But if you are not being able to, you wake up groggy and tired and not fresh, then it isn't for you. Also, intermittent fasting has to be done right, which means you skip your dinner and not your breakfast. Okay, so you finish eating at 5 max 6 to start eating next day morning at 9 max 10. But what most people do is not intermittent fasting, is convenience fasting. I will eat dinner at 10 and then start next day morning at 3 p.m. That's not intermittent fasting, that's convenience. Intermittent fasting is what our grandparents did, what our ancestors did. Eat with sunrise, stop at sunset. That is intermittent fasting. So you have to skip your dinner and not your breakfast, because breakfast is your most important meal of the day. If you skip breakfast, you're 44% more likely to be obese. And that's statistic enough for you to not skip breakfast. So intermittent fasting is a great way to give your system a break, to do autophagy and cell replacement, but you have to do it right. Don't call convenience intermittent fasting.
Interesting.
Most people will eat at 10 and start on the next day in the morning at 2 or 3, whatever is 16 hours.
Yeah. How do you feel about so many fads coming up, right? Like intermittent fasting or the keto diet, or how do you even keep up? And is there always an eye roll at your end, or do you feel like I need to take a moment to think and evaluate what this system and concept is talking about?
No, I will always stop and evaluate just to understand the OMD diet, or I hear about diets more from my clients, and they'll be like, "Have you heard of the cotton ball diet?" Okay, I was like, okay, and then I will read up, and I'll be like, "What is this diet?" But what do I think about these diets? It's a way to catch your eye. It's the way to get attention. And today is a world where everyone's trying to catch our attention, okay? Until I don't say anything different, I'm not going to get your attention. It's just the sad dearth of attention seeking. That is the reason why we have fads after fads after fads. Because we need to be different. Because people don't want to hear the same old story, but they want to be told something different. And when you tell them something different, they think, maybe this might work for me. So that's why it's a way of getting your attention, and it is a way of increasing another supermarket aisle, right? Otherwise, how will I have a whole industry of products that can be made to fund that particular diet?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the sad part is that our entire system of looking at things is not about healthcare. It's about sick care. That's the sad truth about when it comes to food and health. Can you believe that there is a drug that has come to suppress your appetite so that you lose weight? What is this race? What is this race of, I'm not going to take names, but yes, everyone wants to take a hunger suppressant or a GLP-1 to, what is it? To cut appetite. It is like saying that the food is so bad around us, that so toxic and is causing so much harm, कि चल इसका appetite ही बंद कर दे. It's like saying, our water is polluted, let's not invent a filter, let's invent a drug that will kill her thirst, so that she doesn't need the dirty water.
Do you have clients that come to you and ask you for your Ozempic?
Yes, of course. Not one, but tens. And they'll be like, why can't I just do this? Because everyone wants a shortcut. But is it sustainable? do you wish to take Ozempic for the rest of your life to be able to sustain the weight loss? I told you, it's not the destination. It's the journey you take to get there.
Absolutely, 100%.
So what we have to realize is that that's how messed up our system is. That we're not looking at increasing their lives. We're only increasing lifespan. We're not increasing your health span. Let you live with health, without drugs, with good food and nutrition. And to do that, we don't need rocket science. That's the best part. We don't need to look forward to new things. We just need to look back at how things were done before. That's as simple can get.
Now, for the next segment, something that I really want to talk to you about is obviously the internet's new villain, which is basically, I think, how oil was demonized, I think, a few decades ago. It's now sugar. And I'd love to ask you, is sugar really as bad as it's made of on the internet?
So I've said it 1,000 times. I don't believe in any food being your enemy. All foods are your friends. But there is an exception to this rule, and there's only one exception to this rule, which is sugar. Sugar is just as evil can be. Because sugar is something your body does not need. See, remember, anything your body needs, right? Because I said this is a machine and it requires raw material. But giving it sugar is giving it what it does not need. Everything I eat is converted to sugar or glucose units, right? But if I'm giving you sugar directly, what am I doing? I'm not only eating the food to give me sugar, I'm doubling the cake and giving you sugar as well. So sugar and all its cousins and all its other forms are all something which is not new to be demonized, sweetheart. That is the age-old evil. Did your grandfather have access to that much sugar?
No, but they did have a lot of mithai, and I feel like our elders always say, we ate the mithai and we're okay, you'll be fine as well.
Because they moved far more than we did, so that's how they learned how to burn it. They didn't order sabzis, they went to buy sabzis.
Yeah.
Okay? They didn't do a tennis match on the iPad, they actually played the game, right? So half of the things that worked for them don't work for us is because we don't have the kind of physical activity that they had inherently in their lifestyle. See, even basic amenities of getting water and stuff needed walking. We don't move as much. For us, getting 4,000 steps is, I did an effort.
It
Right?
really is, yeah.
Yeah, it's an effort. So we can't possibly say that we can eat as much sugar as they ate because they did 10 and 12,000 steps on their routine day-to-day activities without even knowing it, without even counting it. That was that. So sugar is something that we all have to be cautious about because it is hitting the same dopamine centers in your brain, and it is a happy hit of dopamine which gets addictive. Okay, more begets more. One piece of mithai will make you reach out for the other, That's because it's making you feel good. And in today's time and age where life is so chaotic and there are so many things that are happening, some going right and some going wrong, you are going to try to find comfort and dopamine and khushi in khana. And sugar gives you that instantly. Okay? And then it's addictive. And we don't want to give our body what the body doesn't want. So when I said every bite is information, sugar is nothing positive. Everything negative. Starting from your cavities, to your eyes, to your dental decay, to your cataracts, to your skin, to your acne, to your heart, to your lungs, to your liver, to your bones, to your kidney. I wish there was one aspect that needed the sugar. We do need glucose, but our khana is giving us that. So do I need refined added sugar or healthy coconut gur date sugar? Sadly not. So it's not a new demon made by the internet. It is truth. So if there's one food I would have an antenna up for, and I would say, please eat with caution, please eat with a lot of thought, eat with a double thought, will be sugar.
Will also be good. Will also be honey. Will also be coconut sugar. Really?
And all other forms of sugar. Yes, because they're all sugar. If you will see the chart of how they rise your sugar levels, or the glycemic index, which is the rate at which it spikes your sugar levels, they're all the same.
Date syrup?
Yeah, same. coconut sugar, demamra sugar, brown sugar, they all fall under the same category.
So if I've had a meal which has been quite fulfilling and I've got a great balanced plate, but then I just have this sugar craving. And I had some protein in my meal as well. What do I do about that sugar craving? How do I deal with it?
See, if it's not physiological, you took care of the protein, you took care of the salt, you took care of the nutrition, it's part a habit because it was a cycle that was made for so many years of my life. I had something meeta after my meal, it's part a cycle. So if it's a habit and you want to break free from it, it will take you a few turns and you can break free from it. If it's something you want to continue to nurture, then you continue to nurture it. But you do other alternatives, like I suggest to my clients sometimes, could be a frozen fruit. Take the most meeta fruit, mango, grapes, freeze them. And literally like four pieces of frozen mango or 4 pieces of frozen grape, put it right into your mouth right after the meal. Thanda, meeta, satisfying, sugar craving gone. I would first say remove it as a habit, but if you just can't, then use nature's dessert and enjoy that.
But it's so hard to unlearn your food habits. It's so hard to rewire that food subconscious mind, right? There's so much that I think we pick up from the way we have seen our family eat, what comes on the table, what they treat as treats and rejoice. We years later pick up and we're kind of taking that stored memory. We've also grown up thinking roti sabzi dal is so boring. Let's say Chinese, Italian, Mexican, like this is fun.
It's variety. Variety.
Yeah, so how do you reset that?
See, and anything and everything to unlearn and relearn is always more difficult than to learn it new, right? Unlearning and relearning is more difficult. But if you have experienced how it is to do it wrong, and then you actually want to make a change.
You also spoke about how you can rewire your palate.
Yeah.
Which I thought was shocking to me. Because this is where you unlearn it, right?
Any new habit requires repetition. Okay, so if you you have done things a certain way, but if you're bringing about a change, it's only going to be the first few days that's going to be difficult. Okay, because your brain takes about 21 days to rewire how you're doing things, and then it's going to do it the right way. Again, your palate is something that's very easy to tweak because the cells of your palate are regenerated every 2 weeks. It is the fastest changing organ in your body. Mitosis is the cell replacement. Every 2 weeks, you can change your taste buds, right? So if you're going to change the way in which you're eating, you automatically change the food that you're eating, and then you automatically change the body that you're getting. We literally become what we eat, okay? Because everything in our body replaces itself. For example, like I said, the taste buds replace every 2 weeks. Your skin cells replace every week. Your RBCs replace every 4 months. Your liver cells replace every 5 months. You get a new set of bones that are remolded and replaced every 10 years. Your intestinal walls are replaced the intestinal cells are replaced every 4 days. So you can literally change, unlearn, and get a brand new healthy body in a time span of 5 to 10 years. Your liver cells, your bone cells, you give yourself the chance to become what you're eating. So, so for many people, this sounds like a task. Oh, I've 40 years of my life I've eaten unhealthy. But in the next 4 to 5 years, you can have an absolutely healthy body if you consistently and persistently unlearn what you did, relearn how to eat, and get a brand new body that is going to be in your control, where you stay the boss of your life, and no nutritionist needs to boss over you.
No, amazing. I think that's such an incredible finale tone for our conversation today. To actually wrap it up, Pooja, I want to ask you, if there's just one thing that you want to leave them with, right? This is that time where everyone is sitting at home and questioning their entire life. If there's one thing that you want to leave them with, what would it be?
Our first purpose of being born human, our first kartavya, is to respect this body. Okay? So I may be put on the earth to be a nutritionist, to be a mom, a daughter. I have lots of roles. But my first role, being born human, is to respect this temple that God gifted me. God gifted me human birth. He gave me the best, magnificent machine, mind, body, to experience the soul, to live this life through this body. So the one thing I want to leave people with when they enter 2026 is just give this body its due reverence. Because everything that I want to achieve in this life and everything that I have achieved or could achieve or can do can only come if this body is with me. If this body listens to my commands, if my mind can control how my body works, and how my body works can control how my mind works. So learn to give this body its due credit, its dues in terms of its rest, its sleep, its exercise, its hydration, and its nutrition. That's your first purpose or dharma, is to give this body what it wants. And then everything that we want in life, whether it is good looks or good weight or a good person or being a good mom or a good wife, is going to be easy for you to achieve because this body will give yourself, because you have given it what it wants.
Brilliant. I think that's definitely something I'm taking back home with me today. Thank you so much, Pooja, for your
pleasure,
time,
darling.
for your incredible knowledge. You're so obviously well read, and there's a reason why you're one of the leading nutritionists. And I'm so proud that you kind of hold that stake for all of us today. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you.